Hey everybody, it's James here from the Sawyer Family Reviews channel. Today is Wednesday, October 7th, 2020, and this is your weekly comic book pickups video. Every week I buy comic books. I buy them for myself, I buy them for my kids, and I always buy them from Queen City Comics in Fairfield, Ohio, zip code 45014. If you're in the area and into comics, check out the comic shop. Okay, let's jump in. So, Gracie asked for either DC Superhero Girls or regular show, but there were none of either at the comic shop. So I said, well, what about SpongeBob? And she said, yeah, SpongeBob's fine. I'll get SpongeBob. So I grabbed one of these SpongeBob back issues again. These were $3.99 originally, $2.99 originally. Today we got issue 51. I mean, come on, you know what you're in. You know what you're in for when you buy a SpongeBob comic book. Look at this front cover. It's like a game board. That's kind of fun. All right. So that's for her, and then this is also for her. I've been buying her the Batman Adventures DC Classics reprints. These are $1.99 reprints of the original Batman Adventures comic book, which was an amazing comic book. I vividly remember buying this one off the shelf, actually. So it's a reprint of Batman Adventures issue 5, obviously, because this is issue 5. Here's your creative team. Martin Pasco doing the plot and Kelly Puckett doing the script. Brad Rader doing the pencils. Man, every penciler on this book did a really good job of mimicking that animated style. There's other books. I think we just looked at a Spider-Man last week, where it's based on the animated series, but it just looked like a regular Spider-Man book. Whereas this, you can definitively tell this is based on Batman the Animated Series. And man, this comic was so much fun. I highly recommend picking these up. They're only $2. If you never read any of these, you're in for a treat, because they're not only good Batman animated books, they're just good Batman books. All right, True Believers. Let's jump into those. It is back this week, and now we've moved on from X-Men related titles to Black Widow related titles, because at this point we thought the Black Widow movie would be here. It's still not here, but they've got these True Believers that are now tied into Black Widow stuff. So we've got Tales of Suspense, True Believers #1, introducing the Black Widow. So this is from Tales of Suspense 52 and 53. So we've got Crimson Dynamo and Iron Man. We got Stan Lee and Cork, and then Don Heck doing the art. So we've got Crimson Dynamo, and we've got Black Widow in this installment. Black Widow looks a lot different than she does now, back then. It's Black Widow. So grab two of those, put those off to the side, and then we've got Daredevil, The Man Without Fear, the Black Widow and Daredevil relationship. This is a reprint of Daredevil number 81. We've got Stan Lee and Jerry Conway. And then we've got Gene Colan doing the art. Classic Black Widow, Daredevil relationship. Again, these are only $1 each, so you really can't go wrong. Getting some classic Marvel stories for $1. And then we've got the Red Guardian, Black Widow, Red Guardian. So we've got a reprint of Avengers issue with the Red Guardian. And this is issue number 43. And this is by Stan Lee, Roy Thomas, John Buscema. Yeah. All right. So I wonder how many of these are going to actually pull off, these True Believers. How many other characters we're going to get. I don't know if I'm going to get all of those, but the 3 titles today were all 3 I thought that they would probably enjoy. So I grabbed them. Next up, we've got For Blaze, the Alien Original Screenplay Adaptation, issue 3 from Dark Horse. We're getting towards the end of the Dark Horse run with Alien, which is kind of crazy for as long as they've had it. So this is based on the original screenplay. It's $3.99, the Dan O'Bannon screenplay. So you got all of the creative team there. He got the Alien 3 comic that had the adaptation of the screenplay, and so we've been doing this one. And I actually told him today, I said, hey, there's 2 different books here. What do you want me to do? And he was going to pass on this one. But then I was like, you know what? I'm getting Keaton 2 books. So I'll grab you 2 books. So he got that. And then we're going to get to the other book that he got in a minute here. This is Wolverine number 6 from X-Men X of Swords crossover. I'm still buying the Wolverine book because I'm just going to keep on buying Wolverine books. I haven't read this in a little while, but I did enjoy it for the first couple issues. I've been really tempted by all these Alex Ross covers, but I just don't read the books inside. Like all 4 of the Fantastic Four members, that really got me. And then there was an Iceman, a Beast today that I really kind of wanted, and there was a Storm before. But this time I was like, well, I buy Wolverine anyway. I'm definitely grabbing that Alex Ross cover. So we've got a creative team somewhere here. And this book is $3.99, right? $3.99. It's on the back. This really frustrates me a lot. Like going through the books, where almost all the books, they look like this is the title, and they've got really tiny underneath it, whatever it's going to be. Like they'll have Exoswords real giant on the front cover, and then it'll say Wolverine number 6 or X-Force number 13 or something that really tiny. It's super annoying. It's like they're trying to hide what book it is. Where's the creative team? Did I miss it completely? Come on now. Come on now. We've got like a recap thing here. I like totally missed the creative team though. Here we go. We've got Benjamin Percy and Victor Bogdanovic, who reminds me very much of Tony Daniel or maybe Greg Capullo. One of those guys. I say that every time and I've never gone back to look and see which one it reminds me of. You know, at some point I'm going to read this. I'm going to read this. I'm going to do it. Man, that cover. All right, and then we've got Batman The Adventures Continue. I grabbed this for Keaton. Again, this is a book that continues the Batman animated universe. And it's by the guys that used to bring you a lot of those Batman Adventures comics, Alan Burnett and Paul Dini and Ty Templeton. And so we've got other characters in here that never appeared on the cartoon. Stuff like the Red Hood. Oh, look at this sweet Robin suit. That's pretty cool. Kind of looks like the Tim Drake suit in the comics with red boots. So I guess that's going to fill in where Red Hood came from. Again, I hate these covers. I hate it. This one's at least closer to looking animated, especially Joker down here. But the rest of this, if I just saw this, I wouldn't know this is an animated comic. Come on, guys. Make the cover. Give Ty Templeton the cover duties too, man. Like, make it look like an animated comic. Don't shy away. And then this is the book that Blaze is going to pick instead of the other book, and that is Transformers Back to the Future #1. We've had the Transformers Ghostbusters crossover, and they did the toy. Hasbro did the Ectotron toy, and now they're doing the Gigawatt toy, which is a DeLorean time machine that transforms into a Transformer. So now we've got this, and it's by... Oh, I just totally went right by it, didn't I? Come on now. We've got written by Kavan Scott and art by Juan Samu. I've never heard of those guys at all. So we'll see. We'll see how this turns out. I'm intrigued. I'm always intrigued by a long-standing franchises crossing over with each other. We'll see how that turns out. So this is obviously a move by Hasbro to go, hey, you know, we're doing this Gigawatt toy. We want you to do a comic again that shows where Gigawatt comes from. So that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes. Sorry, my camera died there. So G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Dead Game #2 is the last book for the stack today. I read G.I. Joe Snake Eyes Dead Game #1. It's by Rob Liefeld with other guys helping out. Rob Liefeld's story and art. Script by Chad Bowers. Here you go. There's all the stuff. It costs $4.99. Rob Liefeld wanted to put G.I. Joe back at the top of the comic book game. Like, he would go in and see there's like no G.I. Joe comics. They don't even own enough to have in the shelves anymore. It's down and out. And I have to agree with him. I have not really enjoyed... I loved the original Marvel run. 1 through 155. Great run of comics. Larry Hama killing it. Such a fun book to read. Devil's Due, not that great. IDW stuff, not that great. It's never really... Even Larry Hama coming back, I don't think has captured the fun of G.I. Joe that it was in the 80s. Snake Eyes Dead Game #1 was the most fun G.I. Joe comic I've read since the end of the Marvel run. And it felt the most like 80s G.I. Joe. Especially, it had very much of a cartoon vibe with the villain. Yes, Rob Liefeld art is an acquired taste, for sure. It's maybe not my favorite art. If I were going to choose a Rob Liefeld era of art, I really like his older stuff, as we're going to see in a second here, compared to his newer stuff. He's not one of my favorite artists, but him as a personality and as a comics professional and as a fan, I do enjoy. So I will support this book because it's a fun G.I. Joe book and because Rob Liefeld is a comic book fan. So I'm buying this. I'm going to keep buying this. I have a feeling I'm going to enjoy this issue just like I enjoyed the last issue. It's like a popcorn film. It's a fun ride, okay? And then speaking of Rob Liefeld, we've got an epic collection today. We've got New Mutants Cable. This is New Mutants volume number 7, and it collects New Mutants 86 through 94, Annual 5 and 6, New Mutants Summer Special number 1, material from X Factor Annual 5 and X-Men Annual 14, and it retails for $40. I think this is the first time New Mutants Summer Special has ever been reprinted. A lot of this stuff was reprinted previously in one of those Marvel Premiere hardcovers, I believe, but we've never had we don't have an omnibus of this type of material, nothing like that. And this is more of the Rob Liefeld that I grew up on. And even though, again, he wasn't one of my favorites at the time, I have to admit that I did enjoy some of his early stuff. It had a different vibe to it. He's a unique artist. I will say that. As you can see, it's not all Rob Liefeld. There's some Art Adams that look like mixed in there. Yeah, so this is a great epic. I'm pretty excited about reading this one. And that is it for today. Let me hear what you guys got. Leave a comment down below. If you enjoy the videos, like, subscribe, notify, all that stuff. Yeah, I guess that's it. I don't know why that cord's popping out and everything. Okay, cool. See you guys next week. Bye.